Hey, hello, it's a rainy, cold Sunday here. Hence that. I wanted to come on and talk about what are you giving up for someone else's comfort? And are you continually putting yourself last or saying yes to things that you want to say no to? Because it helps to keep the peace. Because it keeps other people happy. And I know, God, so often we were raised this way. Women especially were raised, I guess men too. But what I find with women is so if you want to start eating healthy again, exercising, doing something different, right? But then maybe a spouse or somebody or people you live with is or your friends don't really want to change. And when you change, that makes them feel like they need to change, or it's kind of well, then she'll be judging me because I'm not doing what she's doing, or I'm not changing. And this causes so much inner conflict of the person. And when you begin to, especially with eating healthy, this is a good one because you're changing what you're making, right? You're changing the cooking, you're changing what types of food you're having in the house. And so if your spouse or whoever you're with doesn't want to make the change, they're going to kind of feel resentful and might even make you feel guilty about things. And I find that so many women are just saying, it's just easier for me to. It's just easier for me to do this. It's just easier for me to say yes. Or when friends book a restaurant or a spouse, for things like that, or family gatherings, whatever. I think so often some women just say, no, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm just going to go with the group because it's easier. Right? And then it's okay sometimes, but when it continues for a long period of time, you're just continually putting yourself last, and it's like you're not respecting yourself. You're not being a leader. You're not standing up for yourself. You're not standing in your power. And what happens is the more you say no to you and yes to other people when you really want to say no, a lot of the time maybe, is that you begin to feel powerless. You begin to feel powerless, or weak, right? Then when you begin to feel weak, powerless, and a little bit hopeless that you can actually have something different or change things, then you just stay in the struggle and you stay in it. It's so hard. It becomes so hard, right? It becomes so hard because we're consistently letting ourselves down. We're consistently doing things we don't want to do. We're saying yes when we know we need to say no. Putting our needs last, putting our health and wellness last. Now, I'm not saying I don't do this actually, but when you continually put your wellness, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or health, last for someone else's comfort, that's not right. That person, it needs to take care of themselves. And I find that sometimes people think, well, they're going to get mad at me, or they're going to feel left out, or they're going to, here's another example. Before I put this, about sleeping in separate bedrooms. Sometimes what I hear is that the women are, my husband keeps you up at night, he snores, or he doesn't sleep well, he's got sleep apnea or whatever. And, and I'm like, well, go sleep in another room. Oh, he'll get mad, he'll get upset, he'll feel like I don't love him, all that type of things. And so often the women don't get good sleep. And this could happen the other way around, whatever. But if you're not getting good sleep, if it's making you feel tired and exhausted the next day, right? We're so afraid. And this is the trauma in everybody. We're always reacting from our trauma, right? So whatever we haven't healed within ourselves comes out. And so your spouse or whatever is feeling all of a sudden abandoned and not loved. And if you don't want to spend time with them, and then they're going to react from that and make you feel bad when it's you're the one who's just trying to do something good for you as well as him, because you're him or her, whatever. If I'm not sleeping, you're probably not sleeping well. So let's just sleep in separate beds for a while, something like that, right? There's just so many cases of this, and I'm single. So it's hard. I can understand it because I have been in a long-term relationship, but it's, now it's kind of wow, I really see how that happens so often. And just continually putting the health and wellness of yourself back on the back burner, as in, no, it's their comfort's more important. Their happiness is more important. The peace, keeping the peace, because sometimes we think, if I speak up, it's going to cause huge conflict. And that could be from some trauma from the childhood, most likely, right? If I speak up, it's going to cause huge conflict. If I speak up, I'm going to get yelled at. If I speak up, people are not going to talk to me. whatever, right? So then you continually not speak up, but then inside there's this anger festering, there's this, I don't have my time. And how that can play out is you try to take control in certain areas that you can. And often that's with food. And often that's with eating the bad foods or with alcohol, right? I need my wine, I need my wine, I need my wine, because it's like your time to be, or our time to be, to have that pleasure, to have that instant pleasure where it feels good. I get to do something for me. I'm choosing this and I'm actually doing it. So just be wary of that, because you are so deserving. And it just means, wow, okay, learning to stand in your power, right? Learning to stand in your personal power and feel good about that, but in a loving way. We can completely say, and if someone's on and commenting, I can't see any comments or anything. So sorry about that. But if you're watching the replay, hello. It's really sad, right? It's like we need to stand in our personal power and just, I want to do what's best for me and other people around me. And everybody gets to take care of themselves, right? So, and, you know, of course, we're not talking about young kids and if you're taking care of someone with Alzheimer's or something, but I'm talking about the general people. We got to give people credit for taking care of themselves. We can't be responsible for their happiness. We can't be responsible for their peace. We can't be responsible for their, if they have anxiety when we say or do certain things. Like, that's up to them. But we can also say it in a loving way. Like, I fully support you. I myself am choosing this for myself right now. I'm not asking you to change or that you have to do anything different. So you keep doing you. That is totally fine. But I want you to, please respect me and what I'm choosing to do. It may be different. It may, things may be different around here for a while, but I'm choosing this for me because I want to feel better. I want to feel happier. I want more time for me, whatever it is, right? You have the right to do that. You have the right to say that, and you can say it in a loving way. And if they respond back in a dramatic way or accusing way, because their feelings maybe have been hurt or something's been triggered within them. And so they're going to lash out. It's just a reaction. They're just reacting. We don't have to take it personally. It's like, okay, just realize, this is going to be a change for them. And they're not ready for the change. And they're scared of me changing. And they don't want things to be different. They like things the way they are. But I am not willing to have things stay the same. Remember, you get to choose you first. And even by doing that, you can begin to make the inner changes inside, as in start to affirm why you want to make those changes, right? I am ready for these changes. This is why I know I need to make these changes. This is why I want to make these changes. I want to feel better. I want this. I want that. So I'm going to begin to make these changes for me. No one is going to come to you one day and say, you know what? We've been doing everything my way for a long time, so how about we just do everything your way? And it's not about one way or the other. It's about this and that. This and that. I can eat really healthy. Even though I have family or whatever around, I can choose to eat my food really, really healthy. They can eat their food. But then also we can go out for dinner and then, I can eat whatever there. I can take that time to choose to eat a meal that maybe not so healthy. That's totally fine. I don't need to get caught up in any drama. No one else needs to get caught up in any drama. I get to choose what is best for me and they get to choose what is best for them. And we also get to compromise every once in a while. Right? I just wanted to come on and say that because it's just heartbreaking when people will over and over and over again give up their health, their wellness, their peace of mind, and their peace just so that someone else could be at peace, when that just is a habit. That's just something that you're used to doing and maybe was even ingrained in you or told that that's what you should be doing. And you're not a good person if you don't do that. That's not right. It's time to change all that. That is the old way of thinking. That is the old way of doing anything.